big vibe? Stabilizer, say this is a boy Black Finesse. You know I'm not gonna miss it. It's Yarnhub. We here. So this is called When a Panzer Slaying Pilot Shot a Friendly. Ooh. I had a feeling there was gonna be a video about shooting your own friendly. But we finna get right into it. This came out about a day ago. Finna lock right in.
It's July 1944, and Major Charles Carpenter is returning from a spotting mission in Normandy in his Piper Al-4 Grasshopper. As soon as he lands, an order comes in to immediately drive to the front lines and scout for an airstrip.
Copy that.
His yet unnamed fighting
90 miles an
Grasshopper,
hour.
with bazookas strapped under its wings, will have to wait for a taste of combat.
Oh, bazooka on the wings?
In a jeep, Carpenter speeds through the French countryside, as close to the front line as he can. Coming round a bend near Avranches, he spots a platoon of 5 M4 Sherman tanks. They're in full reverse, all the while under heavy fire. Carpenter frowns. He'd been flying above this countryside for days and hadn't seen any German force large enough to push back the Americans. Carpenter guns the accelerator to get closer. The Germans have control of a nearby town and have the Americans pinned. The US forces are in disarray as 88mm rounds slam into their positions.
Sheesh.
Carpenter brakes sharply and the jeep skids to a halt. He runs towards the tanks and into a ditch. He's not alone. Taking cover, US infantry are already there.
What's going on?
The soldier explains that they tried to take the bridge going into the town, but were met with an overwhelming German response.
There's hundreds of them. That
Jeez.
can't be right. It's got to be a German trick.
Spurred into action, Carpenter waits for an explosion. Then immediately jumps out of the ditch, heading for the lead Sherman, climbs on top, and gets hold of its 50 cal machine gun.
Okay.
Loaded, ready to fight.
Spray him.
The tank commander yells at Carpenter.
What the hell are you doing?
Carpenter shows his wings and explains he's been flying over the positions and knows that the Germans can be beaten.
I'm sure there's not that many. Let's go.
No way, Flyboy. We're not going anywhere.
You either move or I'm gonna shoot you.
The commander weighs up his choices. Shot by Germans or Carpenter.
What? No way.
Let's go.
What?
He makes a decision and the Sherman tank roars to life and pushes towards the bridge. The other tanks follow with Carpenter on the 50 cal in the lead.
Ricochet, keep moving. Push forward.
As they approach the bridge, MG-42 strike up, peppering the American tanks. Carpenter immediately returns fire with his 50 caliber.
Oh yeah.
The tank commander shouts out the bearing to the gunner. Carpenter feels a jolt as the tank's turret moves underneath him. Inside, the gunner brings a machine gun nest into the center of his gun sight.
On the way. Fire.
The Germans quickly abandon their position, just moments
This is tough.
before a 75mm shell hits the machine gun nest and explodes, turning it into a crater. At
Nice.
such close range, Carpenter is hit by the blast, and the wind is taken from him. But mustering his strength, he gets on the 50 cal, forcing the German machine gunners to take cover. They peer out to
Suppressing
fire,
fire.
but are met by the Sherman's 75mm cannon turning towards them. The gunner presses the firing switch, and a high explosive shell is propelled out of the 75mm gun.
Hell yeah, that did it. Load it up. Get another.
He's just doing it. Like, how he come up and...
Carpenter lets the Browning sing as the 5 Shermans.
That's what I'm saying. He
roll
just all he
onto the
did was hop on the gun and beat him.
Carpenter
Like,
feels the
what?
thrill of the heat of battle and is shouting orders to the tank crew. He assumes a position of platoon commander, and the tanks obey his orders.
All it took was for
Rounding
one
a
man.
corner with a shell at the ready, Carpenter yells.
Let her go.
The Sherman fires, and the shell strikes a building at the end of the street. With the tanks rapidly approaching, the Germans have no choice but to abandon the cannons.
Clear. Keep moving.
Under the command of Carpenter, the American forces sweep through the town.
Hear those abandoned guns. You got it, Major.
They find the 88mm guns abandoned by their crews.
Tanks, spread out.
The town isn't completely clear though, and Carpenter is
Sweep the
driven.
outskirts. Make sure no enemies are lurking.
He leads the Sherman around the outskirts and spots a tank in the field ahead, and doesn't hesitate.
Tank, fire.
But as soon as the words leave his mouth, they turn to ash, as he sees the target he's spotted is an American Sherman.
No.
He starts to shout, but before he can speak, the gun beneath him fires.
No.
There's lead in Carpenter's stomach as the shell flies across the air towards a friendly tank. A Sherman bulldozer tank with a plow attached to the front is hit. The shell hits the demining plow, and with incredible luck, causes no damage to the crew.
Shit.
The battle draws to an end, and as the adrenaline starts to subside and the realization sets in that he shot a friendly, Charles's mood darkens.
He damn near almost killed his
The
teammates.
platoon commander, spotting Carpenter, orders his men to arrest him.
Fool, you could have gotten us all killed.
He's brought back from the front lines and placed in a military prison.
Hold on, wait. Why y'all doing this to him? I get it. He mistakenly took one shot, but he did help y'all get across that bridge and secure that town. Don't do that to him.
Marshal, Charles is told that he could face the firing squad.
What? That was
Instead
an
of being
accident. Oh
shot,
man.
Charles earned a Silver Star under the direct recommendation of General Patton, who said that Carpenter was the type of soldier that he wanted in his army. In September, Charles is flying on the outskirts of Aracourt. His humble spotter plane now has considerably increased its firepower, with 6 rockets attached under its wings.
That's tough.
Charles has christened his plane with a name more befitting its firepower: Rosie the Rocketer. The radio is flooded with reports of German counterattacks. An entire Panzer division and 2 Panzer brigades are pushing forward and
shit.
overwhelming the Allied positions. But Charles can't see any of it underneath heavy fog.
Clear up a little.
Finally, a hole in the mist appears, revealing a column of German Panthers advancing directly towards Allied headquarters.
Ooh.
He can even see Americans hiding in a river as the enemy advance looms forth. He immediately jumps into action and plunges from the sky, headed straight down towards the lead Panther,
All right, let's see what he does.
aiming for its thin roof armor. The Grasshopper is almost vertical as he reaches for his firing switches. Rapidly approaching the ground, he flicks 2 of them. 2 rockets fire off the tubes. They power into the earth right next to the lead Panther with 2 thunderous explosions before Carpenter pulls up from his dive, right above their heads. He looks back. It's a miss.
Es ist einer von diesen verrückten Spähern mit Raketen.
The Germans raise their small arms
Crazy
and open
spotters
fire
with
at
rockets.
Carpenter's Alpha.
Those look like those are easy to shoot down
Bullets
too.
whiz past his canopy, and a couple of holes are punched through the wings.
Yeah, that's a
But they
weak-
do
that's a
little
weak,
against Rosie the
plane.
Rocketer's fabric construction. On the ground, stranded Americans are surprised by the explosions, and they have a front seat view as they watch the spotter plane turning back for another rocket run. But this time, the Germans are ready. They take cover behind their armor and open fire upon Carpenter. Bullets crack all around and more holes are punched through his plane, but he's undeterred, jinking left and right as much as he can to throw off the Germans' aim as he barrels down towards them.
Did you hit it?
He flicks 2 more switches. The 2.3-inch high-explosive anti-tank rockets fire off their tubes and directly towards the Panther, slamming into its roof.
Nice.
The tank immediately starts to smoke. The crew inside know they're done and quickly exit the tank just as flames surge out of the hatches. That's 1 down. But
Good.
there's a lot more to go.
It is a lot more. Do you have that much
Carpenter pulls
ammo?
Rosie around in a turn for one
Those
more
are 3
run
bazookas.
and instantly faces a deluge of bullets. More holes appear in his wings as he sets his sights on a half-track, with enemy fire pinging all the while on Rosie's fuselage. Charles feels a patter of impact, but he has faith in Rosie,
Come on, old girl.
takes aim, and fires. The half-track explodes into a ball
Nice.
of
Okay,
flame.
he's hit him.
Watching from the distance, the stranded Americans quietly celebrate the heroic Grasshopper, but Charlie is forced to fly off, out of ammunition.
Might say he had like 6 bullets. I mean, 6 rockets.
He makes it back to base, and he and Rosie return
How close
with
is
a
he?
full load of rockets. On the ground, the American soldiers are amazed as they see Rosie coming back into the fight.
Wow,
Charles
he's doing
fires
his
at a
thing.
half-track that goes up in flames. Then, a second Panther.
And the Germans are just missing. Like, oh my lord. Hey, he's destroying them.
Another Panther.
I rarely put my head above water, but my name is David Webb, and I'm the narrator and head of YarnHub. If you think our films are important and you'd like to see us move into gaming, then until June, you can invest in us and become a shareholder
Invest,
in YarnHub.
people.
Click the link in the description to find out more.
Because I'm going
Once
to
terrified men
eventually.
that were hiding in the river now excitedly tally the victories as Charles fires the last of his rockets into the Germans. And is forced to fly off again, but even more rockets. Carpenter rearms a second time. Now more of the fog is cleared and enemy movements are starting to become visible. He can see Panzer IVs stalking up behind 4 US M18 Hellcats.
Uh-oh.
In a rush, he dives into the attack, flying above the Hellcats as he goes. He hurriedly takes aim and fires off 4 rockets into the formation of Germans.
What is he? Enemy behind us. Turn around.
Yeah, man,
Carpenter
he let
smiles
y'all
to
know.
himself as he sees the Hellcats turning their turrets as he flies off and the battle kicks off underneath him. Thanks to Charles' actions, the Hellcat platoon spotted the surprise attack and the German column
Nice.
stopped in its tracks. Later that evening, the 6 American soldiers Charles had saved slipped into the dark and returned to safety, where they gave a full account of what they saw that day. The engagement earned him the nickname that he carried for the rest of his life, Bazooka Charlie.
Bazooka Charlie.
The plane was lost at the end of the war, being sold off as surplus.
Oh,
That was
man.
until 2017 when Joe Shale, an aviation enthusiast, found that Rosie the Rocketer still existed, hanging from a ceiling in an Austrian aviation museum in civilian colors. The museum had no idea that in their collection was the most famous Al-4 Grasshopper
Wow.
of them all. The Collins Foundation acquired the plane and set out to restore it to its wartime glory. The now fully flight-worthy Al-4 even has its original paint job and is on display in the American Heritage Museum. The Rosie the Rocketer nose art was completed by Major Charles Carpenter's granddaughter.
Charlie saved our behinds, but it was still not an easy fight. Watch this film and see what happened after he flew away.
Come on, man. Y'all do this every time. It's great animations. Keep doing your thing. Now, yes, I do agree that y'all should invest because essentially how big this is getting just off of animations alone, it'll become very big as a video game because a lot of people do like first-person shooter games anyway. So for it to be related to World War II and we love World War II, I would suggest investing. How much, I don't know, but like regardless, do it. But nah, Charles, hey, it's that dude, man. It's that dude. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe down below. It is your boy Black Finesse. We are out.